why you should take the time to vote. First off, every vote matters. There have been several cases in U.S. history where this has been seen. A New Hampshire Senate race was decided by 2 votes out of 223,363 people. A Massachusetts gubernatorial election was also decided by 2 votes out of 102,000 people. And the Alaskan congressional race in 2008 was decided by a single vote out of 10,000 people. In Michigan, for the primaries, the Democratic Party had at least 50% for Sanders and 48% for Clinton. Things got really close. On the Republican side, Cruz with 24.9% came in second place, and Kasich with a close third of 24.3%. Even better, in Missouri, Clinton only won because of a 0.2% difference. In Massachusetts, Clinton only won by a 1.4% difference. In Vermont, Trump beat Kasich by only 2.3%. The only reason these primaries and caucuses are so close is because average people decided to get up and get involved. And some of these primaries were decided by just a couple votes, and even fewer percentage points, which shows that your one vote can have a profound effect on the outcome of these elections. Being educated on elections isn't hard to do and doesn't have to be time-consuming. While sitting around your home, you can turn on Fox, CNN, or any other news network. This way, you can be informed on what's going on around you. You can also find out when the Republican and Democratic debates are and tune in to see what each candidate has to say. This way, you hear about their agendas straight from them and not from someone who might be prejudiced in their political views. You can read the papers and even follow news networks on social networking to get updates about the election as they happen. Plus, following the candidates themselves isn't a bad idea. Voting is a big deal in the United States. People have fought for years to obtain this right. However, there are people who take this right for granted and choose not to participate. From 2008 to 2012, voter participation went from 62.5% to 57%. Only a little more than half of the entire population of voters went to the polls. This means there are people with the ability to vote who are sitting at their home during their state's primaries who are completely ignoring how important and crucial their vote is in the election. Voting is a huge deal. To be a part of history and to participate in our nation's great tradition is something that has been sought after for generations and should not be taken lightly. This country can't function without support and help from the people like you. Some fun facts about voting is that the millennial generation, which is the generation right now, accounts for 1/3 of the electorate. And less than 50% of the eligible young voters that account for the millennial generation, ages 18 to 29, cast a vote in 2012. That's less than half of the third of the population voting. 19% of all votes cast in 2012 came from young voters. That just shows how few people are voting. 40% of millennials identify as non-white, making them the most diverse voting generation in history. In most communities, the turnout rate for a voting election is less than 50%. And that's why you should vote.